As y'all already know, y'all are tuned into the best show on earth. You heard me, the ShiftMakers Podcast. I am your host, El the Designer. Co-hosting along with me, I got a very special guest, you heard me? I got your cousin Cootie, aka Big Steering Wheel, aka the Lord of Mood Forever. Man, hold on, bro. Not only is he the Lord of Mood Forever, this nigga is one of the best creative directors I know, one of the best videographers, one of the best photographers I know. Man, this man done helped me with Buku Crew stuff. He done helped me with Color Command stuff, and now he helped me with the ShiftMakers, you heard me? So y'all clap it up right quick for your cousin Cootie. That's right.
Matter of fact, after this, when we hang up, I'm placing an order for some KRUE Clothing. As soon as we hang up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta cop something. But
great intro, man.
Yes, sir. As y'all could tell from the intro, we gonna be talking about something interesting today. We gonna be talking about my dude Ye. We gonna be talking about Kanye. And we just kind of gonna get into a little bit of a breakdown of Kanye, right?
Yes, sir.
And with this breakdown, I mean, we gonna be talking about a little bit of his music, but we also gonna be talking about a little bit of things that's going on in the Kanye world over the past few years, but really recently as it pertains to us black people, right? And to kind of lead us and guide us, I got a few little clips, I got a few little things that's really gonna help us in this topic. First thing is, I kind of want to ask you something right quick.
Let's go.
Do you have, say, a real life hero, or like, not even just, somebody that maybe was like a hero to you as a kid, but say like somebody to you that's you would just pick as your hero? If somebody was to ask you, say, Cootie, what's your hero?
Are we talking humans or spiritually?
Either one.
I gotta put God first, because I truly believe he's the creator of all things.
That's right.
But in the human realm, I'm going to have to say my brother Jalen, without a doubt.
Hey, bro. No lie, that's why I fuck with y'all, bro. That's why I fucks with y'all, son. Like, y'all, bro. Y'all really like some real life brothers that like people really wish like the connection that y'all have that, people wish that they had with their family and shit. So
I mean,
I fucks with that.
we appreciate that shit too, but we bump heads too.
Of course.
We bump heads too. But yeah, though, I would definitely have to say Jalen for multiple reasons,
Alright, for sure. And I mean, shit, if you feeling a little bit comfortable, give me a couple of them reasons.
One of the reasons why, on a brother, level, he not no buster brother. Like, he never gave me no bad advice. He never tell me to go, like, if I had a problem with somebody, he never go tell me, or go see about it then. Like, he never strayed me in no wrong direction as a big brother. He always gave me great advice. He always showed me the how to do the right thing.
Bro,
I be hard-headed sometimes. I be hard-headed sometimes. I be doing my own things, but most of the time, he always right. But, like, as far as, like, another reason why is because, he 4 years older than me. For people that don't know, I'm talking about Jalen Quinn. He rap. He make music. But
My bad,
he 4 years, you good. He 4 years older than me. And I never knew him not rapping. Like, he was always an artist since as long as I can remember. So if he wasn't an artist, I probably wouldn't even be no videographer for real. I'll be, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So he really set the way for real.
So you feel like his way as an artist influenced you to, of course, become who you are right now. The Cootie, of course, that we know right now, you feel like everything that he kind of did in his life kind of influenced you.
Yeah, man, he set the way.
Oh, for sure. And do you feel like, of course, how he influenced you, do you feel like that really has a big impact as to how you see yourself in the future? Like, the type of things that you want to do with yourself in the future, you feel like what he did kind of impacted that?
Yeah, bro, definitely. Like, the way he do things, We both have our own way of doing things, but just watching him, and basically, like I said, like if he was never a rapper, like who knows what, who knows what I would be doing right now.
No, I mean I feel that, bro, and honestly, that's kind of exactly how I'm feeling about the person that we kind of gonna be talking about, Kanye. Of course, yes, not necessarily in the rap lane, because y'all already know I don't be spitting, but more so as an artist and really kind of just as a human in a sense. Not saying that I agree with all of the bullshit that man Kanye be saying, but I will say this. He definitely be right about a lot of the shit, a lot of the bullshit.
Man, he be right most of the time. Like he got his own way of saying things and then throw people off. Some of the shit he said do be dumb shit, but like for the most part though, like he just got his own unique way of getting his point across. But not to get too far ahead of you, I feel like Currency said it best about like to describe Kanye, if you want me to say that, like.
And what he said?
Years ago, Currency, he said something on the lines of Kanye. We allowed Kanye to stray away from his comfort zone too much to where, like he always would say the wildest things, and of course you can't like prevent somebody from saying anything. But what I'm saying is we gave him so many passes on the things that he did do that he got comfortable with doing the wildest things, to where he's so far unreachable because we allowed it to a certain degree. That's how and it kind of makes sense.
So you saying you feel like we probably should have gave him? Oh, what's that with you, Siraj, bro? I'm just realizing your message, dog. So you saying we feel like we should have gave him a little bit of a muzzle to kind of keep a watch on everything he's saying in a sense?
I mean, there's literally no way you could prevent that, even if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he was, like, he had, like, some sort of advisor or, like, maybe, but for the most part, he's still gonna do what he gonna do. Like, I don't think that was where we could muzzle it. But what I am saying is, though, we definitely didn't voice our side of the opinion when he, for the most part, we co-signed it. You know what I'm saying? Or we laughed at it. Like if he did, of course, the iconic thing of Taylor Swift. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say that was a start, but, around that time, we was kind of co-signing it. We was laughing at, he wild. But, shit added up.
So, honestly, I kind of agree with you, especially like with the Taylor Swift thing. You definitely want to keep people in check when you feel like they could be dangerous to a large amount of people. I get and understand what you're saying. But with the Taylor Swift thing, I feel like we kind of handled that a little bit wrong, just as like a group of people, solely because I feel like we ostracized the dude, and I'm talking about Kanye, solely because of he made a mistake, but with good intentions in a sense.
Right. And you're right.
Yeah, and I feel like when you do that, when you making a mistake, but you using good intentions, and you got a whole group of people that's willing to ostracize you and willing to make you feel like, basically you're not shit, when you really was trying to do something for them people, because I believe it was because of Beyonce. Like he said some shit. He was like Beyonce should have won his video.
She had the best video that year or whatever. I don't even know what song it was.
Right. What's that with Unique? But she, like, honestly, I feel like Beyonce probably could have said something, just to kind of back the man up a little bit. Even though, of course, he was out of bounds with going at Taylor. She a young age. Of course, I definitely do understand that. But I feel like we could have just been like, all right, he made a mistake. He clearly drunk. It's whatever. On to the next one. But instead, we was like, oh, this man is an asshole. He only care about himself. He only,
We fueled the fire to a certain degree.
Exactly. And then right after that, he came out with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And then that's when he kind of made up that whole persona that people was trying to paint him as, that asshole that, like, just basically don't care about shit but himself, kind of. And that's the whole persona he kind of jumped into on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. on every track for the most part, right?
Right.
So honestly, the reason I asked you that, if it's good and safe for us to keep a muzzle on people like Kanye and stuff, it's solely because I got a first clip of the day that I'm really going to throw you away, and it's actually coming from the man himself, Kanye, and he going to be talking about how people don't really want him to disrupt America, right?
Before you play it, can I say this right quick? I think this is so cool. I really fuck with this podcast. And thanks for having me.
Fuck it right, brother. Fuck it right. Fuck it right. You know we do this. We do this.
All right, let's go.
All right. Let me turn him up. Change the course of your life, folks, and find your rhythm, people. Welcome, everyone, to Cycle 1 out of 3, the intellectual cycle. For the next 33 days, we at KRUE Clothing are challenging you to work on your logical awareness, your memory recall, and communication with others. Biorhythm, Capsule 1. Head over to KRUEclothing.com and find your rhythm.
Let's go.
People are like the housekeepers of America.
So,
think about how your
let me set it up again right quick. Just bringing this back. This is my first clip of the day, right? And it's going to be really Kanye on Big Boy TV, basically talking about how black people is the housekeepers of America. And not only just talking about how black people is the housekeepers of America, but kind of how we're not supposed to shape and they want us to stay silent, basically, and kind of accept that shit. So I thought it was actually very poignant what the dude said, so I'm going to kind of let him speak right quick.
And black people are like the housekeepers of America. Think about how your housekeeper, you know what I'm saying? They got a certain volume. They supposed to talk in the house. We got a certain volume. We supposed to talk in America.
Got a certain volume, so watch your tone. I know we heard that a few times before, right?
Right.
You think if a housekeeper is screaming in my house, what do you think the other housekeeper going to tell them?
Be quiet.
Be quiet, yay.
Be quiet.
Be quiet, yay.
Mm-hmm. Don't disrupt the house.
Don't disrupt America, yay.
Yay.
We orphans out here, but don't disrupt.
And basically, that's exactly what he was saying, how he felt like his life is. He's saying he's trying to, wake people up. He's not wake them up, but just kind of make a disruptance. That way they could really see what's going on. But people kind of like, hey, shut up, yay. Shut up, Kanye. Don't tell us what's going on. Even though we living out here like orphans, we living out here like people without parents. Even though we living out here like savages, don't tell us what's going on. Don't tell us the real. Be quiet, yay. Be quiet. That's really like a perfect analogy for how people feel about him. How people want to throw the muzzle on him. How people always want to shut him up when he's trying to say something poignant.
The truth hurt.
The truth hurt. That motherfucker hurt.
And but look, to compare it to like, I seen something, maybe it was on a Breakfast Club. They was talking about the housewives of New Jersey, and they had only a black woman, like the first time a black woman was on there. And to compare it to that, she was like literally only black woman, right? So everybody else around her was white. So every time she got mad, she was almost like, oh, that's an angry black woman, you know what I'm saying? But whenever, not even mad, but every time she yelled, but versus whenever everybody else yelled, it's normal, you know what I'm saying? So to a certain degree, you could say the same thing. What you was saying, like what Kanye was saying, like how black people, we the gatekeepers, especially him in particular. Like every time he trying to inform us something about going on, we just label him as crazy. You know what I'm saying? We label him for multiple reasons, probably because who he decides to surround himself around and how he took his career, like multiple angles. Well, why we could have our own excuse why we choose to ostracize him, but it's literally the same shit.
And I feel the exact same way. Like I feel like the reason, and just to bring it back to your example, where like you had all them other different people, all them other different races, they all screaming and stuff. But you got the one black lady, of course, she go to screaming and then she turns into the angry black woman. That's kind of how it is, like with everybody, like male, female, all of us, we kind of get stigmatized as the minute we get expressive, even kind of slightly emotional, because I do feel like that is something that we kind of blend a little bit. We blend expression with emotion, and that kind of gets confused as like a raised tone and yelling and shit. And that's kind of exactly what I feel like he's talking about, regarding, of course, just how black people kind of got that tone, and we the tone keepers of America, and like solely about we the housekeepers, like we gotta watch our tone when we cleaning up, basically. And it's exactly like what you were saying with that example with the woman. Like, everybody else screaming, but the minute she starts screaming, we looking at her with a stereotype kind of. So I definitely see what you're saying, brother. And honestly, that really got me wondering, who controls culture? Like, who controls culture for us? Because the people that controls culture is supposed to be the people that kind of delegates this, not the people outside of our culture or our quote unquote established culture, right?
Sadly, I think money controls the culture. I think.
Oh, for sure.
Money could, like, the person with the most bread controls everything. Sad to say.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because like a lot of music that's being played, we should not even know about, because there's a whole lot of artists out there that we have no clue they exist, because of course money, what boils down to at the end of the day, like money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put that money up, you could really book a good quality studio time, you know what I'm saying, for countless hours, make the worst sounding music. The engineer not gonna tell you nothing because your bread's straight. You know what I'm saying? So money, I think money is truly is what controlling the current culture. Because if we was to replace it with love, then you can't. Yeah, if we was to replace it with love, then of course it would be different to where like the culture would just be. Now, I don't know. It'd be different. It'd be too different.
And that's like a tall task to replace money. Like having money rule over us and have it be like the leader of our culture, I guess you could say, and replacing that with love and replacing that with responsibility and acceptance and shit, because of the people who controls all of the money right now. The people who controls all the money ain't us, so it's gonna be hard to walk away from that. And
Facts.
Honestly, and just in case y'all don't know this, we on live right now, and Neek actually just dropped a nice little comment kind of telling me about what the lady that we use in our example did. Neek just informed us that she actually didn't even scream when all she was doing is just defending herself. And the white woman was the one really yelling, and basically they was like, oh, she sounds angry in a sense. And, the white woman basically wasn't called angry, and that's kind of where the disrespect comes in, because it's like, why is you grouping me in with this stereotype that everybody already be perpetuating when it's really not even the case? It's more so just me standing up for myself. But again, when we do that, it gets looked at as emotion and not really just as a regular conversation, just like Kanye was saying. And then, it's kind of just like our natural tone in a sense, So,
no, 100%, bro. We could talk about that for hours.
Oh, for sure, bro. And like, that kind of bring me. Oh yeah, hold on. I got my little thing was disconnected. But that kind of bring me to my next question. Who are the real powers of the entertainment industry? And basically, why do you feel like they influence us in such a way? Because I kind of talked about that with Barack not too long ago. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's really a lot.
All right, we see this young lady hit us with another 5 questions, but to answer your question, I feel like first, I think we have the power still, us as the youth. Even if I just said the people with the money has the power, I'm going to rephrase that. I think we still have the power because we the one who's still attracting to everything. Like, you still got the ability to blow, but the engine necessarily will be the people with the money. Like, they have a way bigger engine, you know what I'm saying? A way bigger way of price, like, to distribute and everything. So they're really still looking for us still,
Right.
Especially nowadays, like, everybody being more independent. And we're kind of, so we have the power still, but the engine is where the money at. If that answers your question, bro.
Right. And honestly, I'm looking at what Neek just said. I agree with her in a sense. Like, I'm kind of leaning more towards what Neek was saying, social media kind of has the power and who kind of rules social media.
Yep.
And that's kind of really was getting us kind of caught up, because we feel like we ruling over social media when really is nobody that looks like us.
It's the engine. It's the engine who really ruined it.
Exactly.
The power is us. Like, cause they coming to us like we still going viral off these engines, but we not really collecting no revenue. Most of the time, these people be like 15 minutes of fame. Like they'll be popping for like 3 weeks tops,
and that's
and
all
then
they
there'll
need.
be some, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll be straight. They'll even be with Drake.
That's true.
They'll even
Right.
be with Drake. And this not even to hate on nobody, but this is how this shit going. Then after that, like they'll just, you know, be a part of a culture that's fade. It's gonna fade away. Like all this internet shit literally gonna fade away at some point.
Right.
Like how this shit is going. Not for everybody though, because you know you can't really speak for all beings, but this is definitely like this just an era, you know what I'm saying? Like just how it was in the 90s or early thousands. We just so happen to have the internet, but it's gonna be a whole new way. Like ain't no telling where this shit gonna go for real. But what we living in right now is only temporary, for sure. So keep that in mind.
I definitely
too.
agree. And honestly, just to go back what you were saying, like as far as with the social media and stuff, Neek actually just said it. With so much access to everything, you kind of have so much access to people stealing your shit too. And that's kind of what we realizing with the powers that be. Like, you got a lot of people complaining that they post their shit on social media. Like, even with, what the girl name is, Kylie Jenner and stuff. Like, all of the Kardashians, like with some of their clothing lines, like people will be posting, you know, they love styles, they love fits and stuff and how they styling it. And then they'll be complaining 3 months later, damn, I can't believe Kylie Jenner done stole my shit. I can't believe Khloe Kardashian done stole my shit. And then it's only because we don't really hold no power on this app. If we held some power, then just like Khloe Kardashian say may have when she posts some pictures, or when somebody get a hold of some pictures that maybe she don't want posted, and she got the power to get that shit taken down. Y'all remember that a couple weeks ago, right? Like that's power. But where is our power to do some shit like that?
Unbelievable is believable. The
told y'all
unachievable
folks, man.
is achievable.
Man, you said something. It's kind of off topic, but I definitely feel like I should share it amongst the people who are listening and who's going to listen to this. Like how you said, like Kylie Jenner might have stole. For example, like a Kylie Jenner, I don't know what kind of resources she have, but for people who believe like somebody's stealing your idea, one of my old teachers, Mr. Pink, told me this, and it stuck with me. He said, we don't have access to our own thoughts. And to break it down, it's like you go into a grocery store, right? It's like a vivid like a perfectly built grocery store. Everything is fully stocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's people who could only access aisles 1 through 3. They have no idea this has like 23 aisles in the store. Meaning your mind, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like they have no idea this store has 23 aisles. You know what I'm saying?
Rob?
So you could be like on aisle 20, you know what I'm saying? And you'll finally find somebody, you think somebody's stealing your idea, but nah, man, like y'all just on the same frequency, like, cause not everybody has the same access to y'all thoughts, y'all vibrations, like y'all totally on two different, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody can access aisle 23.
Yeah, bro.
Meaning your mind. I hope that resonated with somebody.
I mean, honestly, bro, and you're right. It's really all about what you can access and shit, and what you could get a hold of. And let me see.
Yes, sir.
So, I know we kind of got off topic, and you know, slightly a little bit away from what we was talking about regarding, of course, Kanye, and basically who controls the entertainment industry. But I really got my next question regarding Kanye. Do you feel like we could cancel him? Because if we don't necessarily control the entertainment industry like we were just naming with the Kardashians and the Jenners and shit, and we just talked about the power that they got, if we don't control it like they got, can Kanye really be canceled? Because honestly, we didn't seen all the bullshit this nigga done did. We didn't seen all of the stuff he done threw out his fucking mouth, and he's still out in the streets. So I'm trying to see if they really got a target on his head or not.
For that particular question, I think it all depends on the person, because like I don't know, not to sound like biased. Kanye do some wild things, but I'm more me personally. I'm more of a person that's gonna remind you of all the good that you did to shake you back. So I can't really say he could be canceled. Me personally though, like I don't believe that he could be canceled. And that probably did contradict what we were saying earlier, how we should like you can't really put a muzzle on him for real. But like, nah, you still can't cancel, bro, because he still contribute too much to our culture.
Nick just said
he said, yeah, cancel dog.
Should that
Look,
boy?
I ain't gonna lie. This gonna be like 100% live. Like, is this gonna be edited? I gotta use the restroom.
I got you. Hold on, bro.
I'm outside, so it's gonna be quick. Shout out to us males.
Well, while he in the bathroom, I'm gonna keep the conversation going right quick. If y'all got something in the comments, definitely do leave that. If y'all want, of course, tell me what y'all think, and I definitely do appreciate that. That boy said, no, don't edit. You already know we editing all this shit out. So, you definitely is right, Neat. He is a billionaire. And I mean, that definitely don't matter. That's kind of what we said, Rock. If you remember not too long ago, once you reach like a certain little level of status, you kind of, I mean, it really don't even matter. Like, same thing with Jay-Z, same thing with Diddy, same thing with really all these dudes that's billionaire. I mean, we see what Trump just did. We just saw what Trump just did. So, I mean, that's definitely a fact. I feel like, once you definitely get that little status, once you get them relationships, it don't even matter no more. You can say whatever you want to say. Even with the slavery is a choice, like you just said, Neek. I mean, that definitely, that definitely ain't going to get your boy out of here because I feel like it was taken out of context for the most part. And I feel like people kind of starting to realize that. I feel like people starting to realize he was more so saying you wanting to be in the mindset of being a slave or some shit like that. That's kind of what is a choice. So I definitely do feel like, people kind of waking up to that fact.
Well, I'm sorry, everybody.
Nah, you good. I was telling them about the slavery as a choice. Oh yeah, I already know you got that shit. But I was telling them about the slavery as a choice comment and kind of how, he didn't necessarily walk that back because people just was like, all right, I kind of understand what he mean. So that's why he still ain't canceled. People still supporting him.
All right, yeah.
And honestly,
he really did say that.
Yeah, that boy's a wild one. When he first said it, it was it was definitely crazy. I ain't gonna lie, son. Like, I had to take a little break. I had to take a nice little 5-month, 6-month break because it hit me. It hit me like, oh damn, he really out here wilding. Like, dude,
right.
Dude really out here sucking up. Of course he's sucking up to Trump and what he was trying to do, but he really out here going on TMZ giving it up like that. But once I really sat back and I thought about him for a little bit and I thought about exactly the context of what he was saying, it made a whole lot of, I don't want to say it made a whole lot of sense, but at least I got a little bit what the nigga was saying. So I definitely
still don't get what he's saying or what he was trying to say.
More so, I feel like he was saying that we don't we have a choice to kind of still be under the mental guise of slavery. So still be victims, still be, thinking that the world is going to end for us all because we black. Those type of things. I feel like he's saying that kind of is a choice. But,
I mean, that makes sense, but why didn't he just say it like that? Why you had to, like, I don't know. He said that shit too wild.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a little something, and that's kind of what set it all off and kind of what got everybody on his ass. But honestly, I feel like once people, like really, like I said, took a little step back, they was able to kind of understand what he was getting at.
Yeah, man, run that next Kanye clip for us.
Let me run that bitch right quick, you heard me? And just to give a little bit of context, this still Big Boy in the Morning we still talking about. Coming right from your man's mouth, Kanye mouth. And he basically talking about how black people got to use their run the deal voice, right?
Do it like this, even like the way I talk. Hold on, let me use my African American voice. Let me use my Disney approved voice. You know what I'm saying? We're not even speaking in our own language, bro. Like, we talk louder than this. Africans talk loud. Italian moms talk loud.
And I mean, really giving context to what he just said in the first clip. Like, if we the housekeepers of America, we got to keep our fucking voice low. We got to keep our tone low and shit, even though naturally we talk louder. Like, my nigga, we naturally some emotive people in a sense. So not saying that we got to be in our emotions all the fucking time, but we naturally talk louder than most motherfuckers. So we can't, be under the guise of, hey, if we trying to get a deal, like he just saying, let me use my deal voice, my Disney approved voice. If we trying to get a deal.
Like you gotta answer the phone whenever somebody like working for somebody. Like when you answer the phone with somebody, sometimes you feel like you gotta talk a certain way. You can't.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not really in our dialect. You know what I'm saying? We could be educated. We could say educated words, but we naturally, basically, like how you were saying, we naturally just gonna talk a certain way. We're not built to talk indoor.
Right. And I feel like that's you hit the money, like, I mean, you hit the nail right on the fucking head, I meant to say. Like, we definitely not meant to talk, all quiet, all I don't want to say how we meant to talk, but I feel like naturally, of course, our tone basically, and dialect ain't
like
that.
What we trying to say, like they're basically trying to chisel us to shape us into something we were not really necessarily meant to be shaped like that. Like,
exactly.
Like they have the tools, they got the engine, they got more power in this terms of money, but like, so they have everything they have to chisel what we were naturally given, like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what Kanye been trying to say.
And honestly, I agree exactly with what you just said. It's kind of like they trying to chisel us, and Kanye like, hey, bro, if you want to keep being under that guise, if you want to keep being under that nail and hammer of them chiseling you, then go ahead, keep being under that motherfucker. But that's you choosing. That's you choosing that. That's your choice. That's kind of, I feel like, what he was saying. And it's kind of like, and I mean, I do agree with you, Nick. Kanye is definitely a hypocrite in a lot of the shit he say. But I feel like that's most people when they get to like a certain level, it's kind of hard to like stick their feet to the fire on everything they say because they just say so much shit at a certain point. But
and life gonna naturally progress someone into ways you wouldn't even think. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not supposed to be saying, like, we were not supposed to be the same person we was 5 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna say a couple things here and there that we think because we just so caught up in the moment. But yeah, it's impossible.
Give me some examples, Neek. Give me, and again, this is Neek from episode 4 tuning in live with us, of course, on Instagram Live. Y'all got to catch up with us one time. Next time we do this, make sure y'all tune in, you heard me? But give me some examples, Neek.
Check that one out.
Oh, for sure. Give me some examples, Neek, of why you feel like Kanye may be pro-black and then he behaves as anti-black. Because, I mean, I could kind of see what you're saying, but I want to hear it right from you. Give me some examples from you, Neek. But I'm going to just go ahead while, of course, she typing that out. I'm going to go ahead and finish the clip off right quick.
Then this, Africans talk loud, Italian moms talk loud. We talk louder, but we speak in our corporate voice. Or we don't want to ruin the deal voice. Or this why, bro.
And that's basically exactly what he's saying. Like, we gotta be basically forced to be in this damn box. And once you in that box, that's kind of like, okay, is he continuing to do this solely because he want the deal? Or is he doing this because of this is how he naturally act? And I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people got confused with Kanye. What's up, Dave? What's up? But I feel like this kind of what motherfuckers got confused with Kanye. They kind of like, well, he like not really, he not really quote unquote black person in how he talk. He talk very eloquent. He has a very, I guess you could say, smooth delivery and stuff. But the thing is, he gets his stuff confused. I mean, he gets his words, and a lot of people gets his words confused, I'll say, solely because he's sporadic in how he talk. He kind of like shooting from the hip in a sense. He like, hey, I got to get all of this shit out while these motherfuckers listening. And I feel like that's what caused a lot of the confusion. Not to give him any excuses. Thanks, I don't know the motherfucker, but yeah.
Yeah, though, that definitely make a lot of sense, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some people can't relate to that, or some people are just too ashamed or embarrassed to say they are like that as well. Like, like I said, like just now, like we really get caught up in a moment. You could say something and not really mean it, but you still could feel it to a certain degree. So I don't know, that might be a question within itself. Like if you feel it somewhere, you obviously must mean it, but some feelings just don't last forever. Like some feelings not supposed to last for a prolonged period of time, but words last forever. So I don't know. It's all get tangled up. It's too deep.
Right.
Fucking my own head up. Play the next clip.
Well, honestly, bro, that was the last clip I got, but I do have another question. Before of course, we sum everything up. And honestly, I kind of see what you're saying, Neek, because I'm just reading the comments and stuff. I kind of see what you're saying. Neek kind of just chimed in and said the clip you just played was pro-black, but he supports Trump, which is anti-black. Trump, I feel like a lot of the stuff he say is definitely, it can be interpreted as anti-black. It could definitely be, let's just be honest. Most of the shit he say is just, it's not, he's not even just racist. It just don't make fucking sense. And that was my whole beef with Trump. That was my whole beef with him. But I don't want to put all that shit on Trump because I feel like any presidential candidate you put out there, that's why I don't really do the race card with Trump. Because I feel like anybody you put out there gonna be racist. I feel like Joe Biden racist. I feel like a lot of the shit, I could pull up clips, but I could pull up clips from Obama. Some of the shit he's saying racist, like when he addressing black people, he talking to us, he talking down us and shit. And it's like, well, if Trump would have said that, motherfuckers would have been on Trump ass. But it's kind of, it's like all of these people don't care about us, to be honest with you. So it's like, I feel like with Kanye supporting Trump, I don't feel like he did that to more so turn his back on black people. I feel like he wanted to side with oh yeah, for sure, I already know agree with that. But I feel like he wanted to more so side with a controversial figure and a figure in power solely because he feel like he can identify with that. And I know that's kind of hard to understand, but if a lot of people against you and you got power and money, but you don't have, say, the internal support, and you see somebody that's kind of like that, even though you may not like them, or even though a group of people may not like them, you may identify with that person. And I feel like that's maybe why they kind of got close in a sense.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think that's kind of has a little bit to do with it. And that's maybe like, I don't know, I just feel like that was the whole downward spiral from there, like with him, just aligning himself with Trump and shit. But my last question, and I'm gonna leave it at this, is how do you pick your heroes? And of course, how do you pick your leaders? Like, how do you pick those people? Because I know you, of course, mentioned Jalen being, your hero in life, and of course that leader that you look up to regarding that influence, and especially your influence as an artist. So how do we go about the business of picking those heroes and leaders?
To pick my heroes and leaders, I don't know. I'm going to answer this question in parables because I can't really give you a direct answer to that. But what I do have, I feel like I'm blessed with the ability to talk to just about anyone. Like, for example, I took a train like 3 weeks ago to California. That was 2 days. On the way back, I also took a train back. And they had this homeless man on the train. He was like train hopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't really have a ticket for real, but he knew where he wanted to go. He had the funds. And I didn't know he was homeless at first, but you know what I'm saying? For people who don't know, quickly, there's like a little lunch. It's like a lunch cab, not a lunch cab, like a snack cart. You know what I'm saying? Where like you could go buy snacks on the train or whatever. So
I
he's
already
in line.
know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So boom. That's basically where I met him, and we got into like this deep conversation. So I say all that to say, like, my heroes could be like completely, like, I call it like a raw spirit. Like I pick my heroes based off their spirit. Like, you don't even have to know each other. Like, I know for sure I'm not gonna ever see that man again in my life. The chance of that is happening is very, very low. But he said some shit that I could tell anybody.
So you feel like that's one of your heroes then?
To the spirit of him, because I don't know I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like you don't necessarily know him, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah, that could be my hero. Like just meeting, I could find a hero or something to look up to in just about anything if it's like, you know, meant for me. Was what I'm really trying to say. Like, yeah, Jalen is like that's my number one hero, but I can have inspiration. I could look up to something truly based off the spirit of that person. Like, I believe we all equal, we all eye level. There's no pedestals to anything if you believe there's only one creator.
Damn, I fucks with that, brother. And honestly, I agree with you for the most part. I feel like, you know, we definitely do have that one hero that we look up to. I feel like the way I kind of choose my heroes is more so kind of like, say as a kid, it's kind of out of circumstance. And I feel like that's sort of kind of what you were saying, of course, with the train situation, like you kind of walked into that. And just to give you an example how I ran into Kanye, this was like 2006, I believe. And
please tell us a story how you ran into Kanye.
I ain't never run into the motherfucker in person. I realized that the way I said that.
You should have been said that. If I just say you should have been said that.
Nah, I ain't never run into the motherfucker. I'm talking about how I ran into his music. I'm tripping. Good catch on that one though. But yeah. As far as how I ran into Kanye's music, this may be like 2005, 2006. And this is before like you know, iPhones and all that shit. And basically, my mama had got me for Christmas a CD player, like, you know, like the little CD player with the little foam headphones and shit. She got me one of them, and she got me Late Registration, High School Musical, like the first, because I'm like 8, I think. So she got me High School Musical, Late Registration by Kanye West, and King by T.I. She got me those 3 albums. Like, that's a hell of a combo, but she got me that shit. And
what's up?
When I tell you, bro, out of those 3, all I used to listen to was Late Registration, like non-stops. And this the one with Gold Digger and Drive Slow and all that shit on it. Yeah, that's the one
whenever he's opening the door, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. That's the one. And honestly, bro, since then, that literally became like my favorite album. And with that, just listening to like, you know, the shit he's saying in his lyrics and stuff like that. Not saying, you know, I try and live out what he be saying, but compared to everything else I was listening to, his shit made an impact on how I wanted to live my life because, you know, just like most motherfuckers who, you know, really ain't got shit and they listening to rappers and they like, all right, this some shit I want. What the thing with Kanye was he had that, he also had morals and he also kind of had like a plan and a story he told along with it. And he showed his plan and his story and how it fleshed out and what he had right now. You know, of course, his plan, him developing beats, 3 summers, locked in the studio. I forgot what the nigga said on, forgot the name of that song. Shit. This is gonna piss me off. But basically.
I'll hit you later.
Yeah. Basically, he working, he a hard ass worker, did that shit, connected with the people he needed to connect to, and kind of bloomed. Like, got his producer shit jumping, then got his music, his rapper career jumping, and from there, of course, got his main goal, which was to get a clothing line. Like, that was just to have that foresight, you know, killers. My main talent right now is just producing, so this is gonna be my foot in the door. Once I get my foot in the door, I'm gonna get famous, so I can actually do my main goal, which is sell clothes. And the way I'm gonna get famous is by rapping. And then once I rap and get to a certain level, I'm going to start pushing out sneakers just to get my foot wet in the clothing industry. And then once I get my foot wet in the clothing industry with the sneakers and shit, and I get that shit popping with Nike and Jordan and everybody, then I'm going to take that, not Jordan, but Adidas and everybody, then I'm going to take my shit to like actually doing apparel and actually doing, you know, like, son.
Kanye West is that one uncle who comes to our school graduation. You really don't want him to be there. You really don't want him to meet any of your friends, but you are very proud of who he is because he's very wise and intelligent. You just know you can't control him.
You don't know what that boy gonna say. You know what, bro? That's a smart ass analogy. Kanye definitely is that one uncle you don't know what the fuck he gonna say. But
Like
you gotta
ask everybody, is he coming? Like is he coming? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Big
you gotta
bang.
ask. You can't just pull up. Like we gotta prepare ourselves. That's who Kanye West is to us.
Right. Like you definitely gotta know what he, what he gonna be saying. You gotta keep that shit in check. But honestly, bro, I feel like Kanye, this whole thing, everything that he did in his music career, moving on to his fashion career, moving on, of course, to him just making an impact in other lanes as a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's kind of what made him my hero in a sense. And that's really
Facts.
what all of this is about. This whole podcast is just to show y'all and talk to y'all about why this motherfucker is my hero.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's brilliant. I really fuck with that.
And
Shout
honestly,
out Kanye, bro.
bro, like I was telling Neat, I had to take a break from that boy about 2 years ago for like 5-6 months, solely because I don't know, like just the shit he was saying, it was too far off the rails. But guess what? I'm back. We back. You hear me? And hold on right quick, bro.